semi-finals time here. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the red Protoss player, this from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, is PartinG. Taking on the bottom right blue Protoss player, Zest, as we get into the semi-finals. Both semi-finals will be played one at a time, so let's see what this PvP brings us to. As we get our probe out onto the map, and away we go. So probe going across is into the natural and up toward the main where there's a full wall of. So PartinG gonna play a tricky game to get here in the early stages because we're gonna be having in the back this these minerals, this wall off for being mined out. So PartinG will get access down to be able to expand early if that's what he would like to do. So off the one gate, he will build a cyber core now. And again, Zest is just blind to this. Now Zest goes low ground, gateway, and expansion. So Zest is being very greedy. It looks like PartinG, by the way, did not plan on going for a friendly little a friendly little build here and an expansion of his own. It looks like he wants to go and really proxy something up, which can become dangerous with Zest expanding this quickly, for sure. So we'll see how that plays out. Nexus goes down, Cybercore's coming through. There's the probe going in against the pylon and just continue to nibble away at this. We do have on the bottom side here a proxy in the making. I mean, this is obviously very Stargate position friendly, but it's actually going to be a Twilight Council, which I'd imagine is going to lead into a very quick Dark Shrine on this bottom side of the map, getting DTs across one of these mineral patches and into the main base or so, perhaps. Let's try on the robo, building up to begin with here. As the Stargate of Zest sets up into the main base. Again, that going. Next is about to finish up. Stalker pops out, and as the warp gate comes along, obviously Zest is still pretty in the dark. And that's really just the power of this right now, because he just has no clue what the hell could be happening. Twilight, Robo, Dark Shine, the extra gates, everything from PartinG on the bottom of the map here in the semi-finals of the Kung Fu Cup today. I see this probe moving over to the side is just checking none of these minerals have been mined, so he knows that his opponent hasn't been looking to come down on this side. I mean, again, Zest is just blind to what the hell could be happening. So the good news is a Stargate is somewhat helpful to get across the map and find info and maybe deal damage. I was just going to see our Oracle coming in. I'm just going to see the Dark Shrine building up as well. Warp Prism going to be finishing up. I'm just going to be seeing the DTs able to go into the main in the next little while. So DT's into the main base. A little bit of mining continue to come through. Twilight Council builds in the back, and that's going to be just not a robo, isn't it? Oh, Zest is just dead. I mean, obviously you don't get any detection out here at all. I mean, the Oracle's detection, but if the Oracle goes across the map, I mean, the Oracle's going to go across the map and realize something is freaking up, because it's going to happen as the Warp Prism warps and DTs in the main. All these DTs need to do is split up so that the Oracle Revelation doesn't hit all of them at once. As, yeah, DTs show up. What do? You don't have a recall to get back home, so the Oracle has to fly home. If you try and build a new one, the pylon's going to go down. Twilight Council cancels. I mean, yeah, it starts to build a new Oracle. But yeah, look at this. The DTs, they spread out, right? So now you've got a DT in each base. Well, yeah, what are you going to do? And obviously this Warp Prism can just warp in another fuse, so you just can't revelate enough times to really catch all these DTs. I mean, even the damage already done is enough, right? First Revelation down. There is another ready. That's one of the benefits of the Revelate buff, is that you can Revelate more frequently now with the lower energy cost as well. But there we go. PartinG just continues to warp in DTs, right? So just continue to serve DTs. Oh, he's going to get this one. Don't tell me he's going to get this one to the Warp Prism. He actually turns and fights a Stalker for a moment. I actually think this one might get to the Prism. Oh my god. Well, that means the Prism is found though, but the Stalkers are going to chase it down. There is still a cooldown on Revelation as well. That's why he's just not dropping other Revelations already. Although this one does hit 2 of the DTs. The Prism comes back. We'll save one of them. Do we still have one in the natural? I mean, that's the play right now, right? To take one of these DTs to the natural expansion and to really continue this pressure, as PartinG is still down on workers, by the way, overall. But now these DTs are actually running out of... Oh, the Oracle, sorry, is actually running out of energy. There's the Revelation disappearing, and this new Oracle is not going to get out. And how far away are we from the Revelation? Oh, he actually just dropped it, but now the DTs... Okay, well, that's actually a bit better. he actually will be able to get up into a finally some power on the Stargate here. Partin misread that. He actually had his DTs clumped up, and that's again the one thing you can't really allow for. As the shield battery is going to do its job, DT should be able to run and probably save itself as the Revelation gets set up. I mean, finally the new the new Oracle. The Partin has expanded behind this. Now Partin is starting to get into a worker advantage. There's still this DT in the natural as well, which can absolutely come back in. There's the Prism just trying to be annoying. Wants to try and bait out another Revelation here. Hopefully he hasn't forgotten about the one in the natural. It could be doing so much the Prism just goes down. A little bit greedy, I guess, then in the end from Partin, as this DT does show up again. A little bit late, could have been much better off. Let this mining happen for a little while. DT continue to come through, and just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to set up in the natural. Probes back down in the natural as well. We do have a couple of extra shield batteries from Partin on the Nat, and the two Oracles of Zest are going to go back over the left-hand side. Actually, in the end, going to find the, well, he actually knows about the stuff down here. He, obviously, I mean, you kill this pylon, you unpower 2 gates in a row, and that's a pretty big deal. So I actually wouldn't even, I mean, can the Oracles just activate to kill that? I actually wouldn't mind it. Don't feel like that's a terrible decision as Partin, though, still just racking up the probe kills. Look at this, 25 workers killed so far. That's obviously pretty crazy. 25 workers killed up until this point. And Zest is still only 5 workers down. He's been very good at continuing to produce probes. I mean, in terms of crisis management, credit to Zest. He absolutely made this work when it really, made this defense work out when it really shouldn't have. As the Oracle continues to follow the Prism back, Revelation drops. Is going to attack that Prism. As the DT moves to the bottom side. I mean, what's next? Well, you can see Partin actually, Zest, goes into the Twilight Council in his main. Partin is just Chrono Boost and Blink off this bottom side of the map. He's got Stalkers here, and that Phoenix, step too far, just about survives. As the Oracles want to fly in, just trying to see what's up. And I'm just going to be seeing a couple gates coming through. Forge will finish from Zest in the main. Twilight Council's about to complete. And again, the Oracle's back around the top side. As an Immortal will pop out onto this natural, so Immortal pops out, getting this going. Again, +1, Blink, continue to come on through. He's going to be seeing our Observer of PartinG, just going to rally across into that main base in the next little while. As our Warp Prism goes to the center of the map. 4 more Stalkers about to finish up here. Forge on the main. We're actually getting into a pretty comfortable little macro game, perhaps, which is still very weird for PartinG because he's got so many structures that are so important on this bottom side. Can't really imagine that's going to be a great way for this to play out for him, but he is on his way up to the third, so he's got that advantage. He's got a lot of Stalkers on the map to apply pressure, and Zest is just a bit of everywhere, right? A couple Oracles on the map, a lot of units in the main. If PartinG just blinks across into this natural, I mean, do you have the bravery to do that? Probably not, but you see just one Immortal, maybe you can justify it? Blink on? Yeah, the units are coming down from the high ground, though. Second Immortal pops out, and this is why it's such a dangerous call to make, because you just don't know where everything else is at. He kills an Observer before he makes his leave. At the same time, probes are going down across the map. The double Oracle play finally comes through, and Zest gets some worker kills on the board, finally. Just going to see the Stalker still pushing out the front. Obviously, shield battery still full of energy after the battery overcharge was in play before. Mortal gets a very important bit of healing on itself. Is Ori going to have a blink across here? Blink over into this natural, maybe? Still fighting this. Gateway is gonna go down. So the first gate already dropping. A couple of Oracles down the right side. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're really gonna do. I would have liked them to maybe stay across the map even. Zest is in some trouble still, but he's about to have his own blink, and I mean, that gives him just so much mobility. +1 coming through. Charge continuing up on the Twilight. Just gonna see that Immortal building. I mean, obviously more Immortals here is generally a very good thing for Zest. Every Immortal right now is really that little bit extra that can go so well for him. Partin, though, just blinks straight in. Shotting down 2 Immortals. I mean, there's the last Immortal going down. Takes a lot of damage in that process, which is, of course, the problem here. Couple of DTs warping into the fight. He cancels that by unwarping the prison because he realizes the revelation was there. That's actually very smart. Get his money back and, well, just add more Stalkers on, which will actually just be more, well, just way more useful in this. This Immortal Zest needs to realize he's got that Immortal. Reinforcing Stalkers from across the map as the Oracles aren't needed anymore. Or Oracle defense not needed anymore because the Oracles are over here. He blinks in, but there is that Immortal in the background. I think that might be a blink that PartinG will regret. He's got so many low HP Stalkers, so they are dying very quickly. As the Stalkers and the Immortal continuing through, the Prism is gonna... no, what? Kill the Prism? Are you kidding me? The Prism survives! Oh my god, Zest! It's not enough anyway. GG, and PartinG will take the first map of this best of 3 in an epic fashion. I mean, very close at the wild ending from Zest, as you could argue maybe didn't need to make the blink that he did. The last here we are, and in the top left-hand side, the red Protoss player from Dragon Phoenix Gaming is PartinG. Taking on the blue Protoss bottom right from Raise Your Reg, it's Zest. Let's see what PartinG can bring us in a game 2. Kind of hoping Zest fights back a little bit, gives us a little bit of a rebound in this one. That'd be kind of nice. Hey, what's up, P-Knuckle? Thank you so much for the 400 bits. Saying thanks, Wardy. Well, thank you so much for the 400 bits. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much indeed. Gateway drops down from Zest in the main. So gets that gateway up and running. As you see, what exactly is going to happen? So Zest has gone for this pylon in the wall, as does PartinG, which kind of suggests there's potential for them to put a pylon on the map. It allows them to put a shield battery on this low ground if necessary, while not actually building a low ground pylon, basically. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, both these probes kind of pass each other by. Looks like we will just have a second gate each, of course. I don't think this is the map you really want to one gate expand on. No ramp up into this natural. Despite being a larger rush distance, it's just kind of no ramp up into the natural makes it very difficult to hold. You know, that little bit of added extra defense really does go a long way when you're trying to eke out everything possible to survive with like a, you know, a one gate expand. Cyberpool gets placed quite far back, and yeah, I guess for the moment, this is just where we're going to sit. No pylons out around the map anywhere. We are going to see the next pylon from Zest in the main. I imagine PartinG will do the same, pretty much in the same place. The other slight advantage to having this pylon here is this gateway is actually a little bit further back from the ramp, so it's a little tougher for your opponent to maybe kill it if they go for like a proxy robo or anything. So you actually keep this one gate alive maybe just a little longer. I mean, it will still go down. That's another bonus that I've seen here or there as to doing this kind of pylon gateway wall-off sort of setup. So set up for that. We do see the warp gate on both sides then. The two adepts are playing on the way from both players. Just a reminder, Kung Fu Cup $400 prize pool, $50 to the semi-finalists. So if you are already here in this match now, you've got $50. And of course, it doubles up for every placement forward from there. So win this, you're guaranteed $100. Win the finals, you get $200 to walk away with on the day. So that's how it works out. It's just seeing our probe moving around. Stargate of PartinG on the way up, and a couple of adepts are going to finish, pop out of the gateway, and going to start shading their way out down to the bottom right-hand side of the map. So it's PartinG to take the map control. Both players will go Stargate and both players will expand, so it's a very similar setup. The Zest, just keep even, you know, also on a desk, just keeping him at home until he has 4. He's actually going to see these two shading, and obviously he's got the wall off he can build. Looks like he will continue to send his adepts across the map, and so PartinG actually finishes this shade. That's dangerous, because now these adepts of Zest can give chase. Yeah, PartinG realizes he might be in some trouble here, so he goes for the recall and he gets out, but that's 50 energy spent on a recall. And that's one less chrono boost already in the game, right? So definitely something else to worry about there that otherwise wouldn't have been an issue. Twilight Council in this main base is a follow-up from Zest. As obviously PartinG, he's gone for an Oracle straight into Phoenix. He actually saw the Stargate, so he knows it's the Stargate of his opponent. Zest does not, and that's why this Oracle into Phoenix has a bit better chance of being very, very effective compared to just the Oracle of Zest, which is also just that little bit later. So yeah, benefits all around for PartinG right now as he flies into this main base mineral line, and that's already a whole chunk of probes going down. 4 or 5 workers killed already. And these couple of Stalkers are going to be able to chase the Oracle away up the right, but good start from PartinG. Really exactly what he would have wanted here initially as the Twilight Council builds. Gets that underway. That will be PartinG's negative in this, that he is down the Twilight Council, so he's on a much later blink than Zest, and maybe Zest will gain some timing from that, something he can do. PartinG sees Zest's Oracle. He won't do anything crazy. Man, there's only one Stalker out in the natural. There's obviously a couple more in the main, so he gets 2 more probes, forces another probe pull, and again, the income advantage from PartinG. You can see it definitely just slightly in his favor for the most part, spiking when he forces the probe pull away. Been a good early game from PartinG, that is for sure. And again, like I said, we're really looking at that, blink advantage from Zest being about 30 seconds faster to see if he can do anything with it. If he can't, then he is just going to be playing from behind, and he'll have to find another way to take an advantage in this. The Forge is on the way down from PartinG, so he's going to go for the faster upgrades here. And this Oracle from Zest even setting up just defensive stasis wards. He's a little bit concerned. In a way, it makes a lot of sense, because what is he meant to do with the Oracle? You can't fly across the map because the Phoenix is out, so that wouldn't really make any sense. Depth's going to shade through into the centers. We do see the sentries and a Stalker there. Picks off the hallucination. Robotics facility from PartinG in the back of the natural. Just going to be seeing the extra gates on the way up. And Zest coming all the way up to the top. So let's see what can happen. As our third Nexus of Zest goes down. You'll see a few Stalkers, a Depth Sentry picking off the rocks down here, and that's a hallucination, which gets taken down as well. Here come our Adepts from Zest moving through up toward this main base. Good block of the Adept Shade. Adept Shades can't move through other Adept Shades, so it's an easy way to shut that down. This is always a funny chase. Again, the Adept Shades will block. The Adepts will not commit in, of course. And PartinG just third base on the way up. As is Zest. I mean, again, things evening out a little bit. PartinG still with a slight advantage here or there. He's going to have that +1 attack upgrade on his advantage now. So it's natural that the income evens out, because obviously PartinG doesn't have a third base faster than Zest does. So it's difficult to obviously keep building probes because there's nowhere to send them to. So there has been a chunk of income advantage from PartinG. You can see was very far ahead, but overall, this will settle down a little bit, and Zest just has to try and play from a little bit behind which he is right now. I mean, here comes PartinG across the map. We'll see if he can do anything with this +1 timing. What is obviously a big deal is the stasis ward from earlier. This is when this Oracle previously built in stasis wards is actually very nice, because if PartinG misblinks into one of those, that can just be game ending right from the get-go anyway. So that can be a pretty big deal as the Stalker goes down. Hallucination through the main base into the natural to see what's up as well. As the Phoenix gets picked off, blinking through. I mean, that Colossus is fake. I'm pretty sure PartinG knows it. Good force fields here from PartinG, actually. Gets all the sentries of his opponent right away. There's a shield battery on that low ground, but PartinG's been very good not to fight. I mean, he's got +1 advantage, and there's a Guardian shield advantage for a lot of that fight too, which is really helping. He does walk into that stasis. Super battery coming in. Funnily enough, the super battery's actually healed up the hallucinated Colossus for a little while there. I mean, I guess there wasn't anything else. As probes pull in, this is obviously not really what you want to be having, though, as Zest, because now you're losing a lot of workers. The probes across the map, by the way, did start to go down. The Adepts finally made their way in, but they were cleaned up. And now you've lost 11 workers here as Zest. Well, you were on a bit of a eco lead, but look at PartinG's army supply, up 20 at points. Depending on when you look at the warp in, these Stalkers see the Immortal, though, and they are very low. And that's the one negative for PartinG. The Stalkers are super low here, and that's because of that, any fight he takes now, he's going to be disengaging from much faster. He loses the Prism, and now he will just have to go into full-on retreat mode. Good defense in the end from Zest. This looked scary for him, really scary, but he accepted that he was maybe a bit greedy and turned it around. Really a job well done, I think. Really a job well done, as we do have the couple of batteries up here from PartinG on the way. A battery and a pylon to support it. Getting that set up as our Stalker still in the center of the map. Just going to be seeing, again, battery pylon coming through. A couple Zealots on the way, +2 attack charge coming up. Cannon building from PartinG and from Zest. So both of them setting up defensively as well now. Cannon finishes on the third, as we're just going to be seeing our Stalkers over the left side. A third Nexus starts from PartinG. Sorry, a fourth Nexus starts from PartinG. Honestly, numbers, words, everything is apparently challenging for Wardy today. I mean, that's still PartinG's advantage, right? He's just faster on the Disruptors, faster on +2, because he's forcing Zest to play defensively, and almost, Zest is scared for his life. Zest is building Immortals and all sorts, and PartinG just bypasses that to build Disruptors, and all of these better units, basically, for the later stages. He has a couple of Archons joining in even, so even there he's in a pretty good spot, although I'm not sure how much these Archons will do against what will just be continuing to be a Blink Stalker army. Archons are great at splash damage against Zealots. Against Stalkers, will they be able to get in range? I mean, I guess that's a bit of a different question. Here comes PartinG, swinging through the map with the +2 attack upgrade. Larger army supply as well, and those Disruptors have got to be a terrifying thought right now from Zest. The Zest, who's building into Gravitic Drive, so he's about to start up like maybe Disruptors of his own, but they're not here yet, so it's an investment that's not coming through. He starts Dark Shrine. That won't help him in this fight. There's a lot of, preparation for the future right now from Zest, and not a lot of how the hell am I going to survive right now. Disruptor shots, both hitting 2 times over on the Immortals, and one of the Immortals falls because of it. The Super Battery keeping the other alive. Zest is kind of set up nicely to come in from 2 directions for sure, but PartinG's taking the fight in just one place. Oh, the Disruptor's going to die, though. Does that even matter? I think PartinG just has too much anyway. One of the Disruptors makes it away. He will cancel the 4th base, so he's going to keep that advantage on his side of the map, too. And across the left-hand side, Stalkers will be blinking. This Immortal is chased down, so let's charge in for it. A lot of Zealots here as we're going to be seeing a Disruptor shot. Oh no, it's going to find the Disruptor that just spawned. How unfortunate can you be as Zest? Every little thing just not going his way. Now the Robo that still has the Disruptor building is on power. GG. And PartinG takes the 2-0. 2 fun games though. PartinG really controlling the games well. And able to take this 2-0 and go into the finals today.